What a lovely looking audience. Lovely to see you.
Gorgeous. Look at those lovely people at home there.
Welcome at
Hello
home,
to everybody
too.
at home.
We're going to do for you two dishes for the cooler weather. One is a very lovely Italian dish called ossobuco.
Rib sticker.
And the other one is a dessert, which is rather rich, and is our version of tiramisu.
And a tantalising, very talented young lady, luscious, languid, lovely lady from Luton, Lorraine Chase. She's luscious and lovely, isn't she?
She's lovely and luscious.
Oh, I forgot to mention too thin. Unlike us.
We'll feed her up with this.
Now, we're going to start first
it's right on there.
With the ossobuco, which is a marvellous dish, and I've started here preparing because it's boring to chop them all up. I've done a very large onion in fairly fine dice, not terribly small, about 2 large carrots, about 4 stalks of celery, which I also strung so you don't get all those awful things in your teeth, and 4 cloves of garlic, which I'm going to throw in whole because I rather like it when you get it in your teeth during the meal. I've heated here about 90 grams of butter over a high heat. Now, we're not cooking these vegetables. What I want to do is just coat them in butter and start getting them warm, if I can get them in the pan. They've got everywhere except, because these are going to be actually layered in a casserole, and when David starts to prepare the veal, they're knuckles, really.
They're not. They're shanks.
They're shanks, I mean.
I'll give you a bunch of knuckles in a minute.
I wish you'd been cut off at the same time. So I'm not cooking as a I'm just covering these in butter to begin the dish itself.
You got your wish?
Oh, good. Thank you. He's always been good to me, up there. You can go on now.
Oh, right. OK, right. Now, these are veal shanks. This is from the top part of the leg, you know, up about this area, or lower than the knee, actually. And sometimes they're smaller. You need one of these large ones per person, but you usually, for this dish, the whole dish, I can never get my teeth right when I say that. For the whole dish, you need about 6 to 8 of these to give it, you know, a really good meal. So all you need to do now is just dust them with flour. So I'm just sprinkling, this is just plain flour, a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika, which is quite nice to give it extra flavour, and also, although paprika is certainly not really Italian, and a little bit of black pepper, and just do it in a bag, and then pop these into the bag, and just shake them around until they're lightly coated with the flour. Doing it all over myself. You watch. No, I haven't. Oh, right. It is probably the quickest and easiest way of doing it. Then just take them out. Do them a few at a time if you've got quite a few of them. Just take them out and then just dredge off any extra flour.
Actually, that's really enough for 2 in one of those, isn't it? That's really would serve 4 adequately.
Very big. We said about £6 total weight and all.
Now, these vegetables, really, this is all I want to do with them. You can see there, they're all beautifully glazed. I'm putting them in a glass casserole or Pyrex casserole, well, that's advertising, isn't it? But you know what I mean, oven-proof, I should have said. If you can use transparent, because you can watch then the liquids and make sure whilst you're cooking it that it hasn't bubbled dry, although this does actually make a lot of liquid, as you'll see. That's that for you.
Right, and also to the
I'm going back to get it, but I was
please.
told to walk slowly out of camera range.
Mate,
slowly
you don't have to go
in.
that slow. No, put it there, thank you. Right.
I
now,
do what I'm
in the
told.
same pans that you don't dirty more pans, we're going to add to this now a touch of olive oil, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And when you're frying these, don't, if you've got, say, 8 or 9 or whatever, don't overcrowd the pan for the simple reason, if you do, they tend to stew rather than brown. So just do a few at a time and just gently fry them on either side. Not too high heat, otherwise they'll shrink too much. So they just gently fry there. Keep those simmering away. What are you doing, Noel?
Nothing.
Oh, you're doing your tomatoes?
Well, naturally, you want them for your dish,
yes,
don't you?
Yes, please. Can you get them ready?
Have you finished?
No, well, it's just going to cook on its own. I'll just stand and chat. You all right out there? You run all right? Yeah.
You talk so fast.
No, I don't.
Now, what I'm going to do here, I haven't got a proper gadget, so I'm using this ladle. I use 2 medium-sized cans of Italian plum tomatoes, and I'm pushing them through a sieve. I firstly wanted really a very fine puree, because this is going to be the actual gravy of the dish we're doing. But also, too, I don't want the tomato seeds, because in cooking, if you keep the seeds in, you'll find often you think, what's wrong with it? It's gone very bitter. And also, too, which is quite true, tomato seeds are totally indigestible. They never break down at all. I won't go into the rest of it. If you walk around some of the garbage tips, sometimes you'll see tomato plants growing. You'll know where they came from.
You also get a lot of tomato plants growing near where chickens have eaten tomatoes.
Yes, it's true. That's quite true. There you are.
Right, thank you. What about the leaves?
Well, I was going to put it down. Could you wait? I can't do leaves and everything.
Leaves?
You want a couple of strips of lemon peel, I believe, not leaves.
Yes, a couple of strips of lemon peel. And also
How's
some
it going
bay
to
leaves.
talk? Quite an audience.
Now, when you're
Right
doing
out there.
this, as I say, just seal these
Bloody lot, aren't
like
they? They're
this.
terribly quiet.
You don't have to brown exactly, but
Two
just
bay
seal
leaves?
them. Yes,
3
you
makes
told me
more.
to tell them, and then you'd go and interrupt. Give it to your own side.
Thank you so much. I'll have a read.
Just seal them.
Oh, yes.
And I mean it. When I say it, I mean it. Just seal these like this, and then, as I say, just lightly brown them in the flour. Now, you can use, if you don't want to use the veal, because it is quite expensive, I must admit, but if you don't want to use the veal, you can use smaller lamb shanks. The flavour's not quite the same, but it's very similar. Now, I'll just take those off the heat so they don't burn, give them one final turn, and then there's some other ingredients also that are going with this.
Now, what I'm doing here is making a
Excuse
granola...
me. It's my turn. One
Cheers.
and a half cups of beef stock goes in with that tomato. A teaspoon of dried thyme. And also, now you could use marjoram if you want to, and a teaspoon of dried basil.
Wonderful invention, these.
And also
Battery's running
to
out.
a half a cup of
Like
good
mine.
red wine. And with the red wine, use the wine that you're going to actually drink to accompany the meal.
Cheers.
I'm ready, thank you very much.
Now, I'm going to make here a gremolata. Very unusual name. What it is, I grated the rind of about 4 large lemons. This is very important because it's an extremely rich dish. I've chopped here about 4 cloves of garlic, which have now gone like toffee because I did them earlier, and add to that about, well, not about, 4 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley. Now, all we're going to do with this is mix this, put it aside, because I say the dish is extremely rich, and when you serve it traditionally, as they do in Italy, when you've dished it up, you then just sprinkle some of the soap, and the lemon and the parsley gives a nice, fresh taste that helps cut down the richness.
Right. Now, into this same pan, you've fried all your bits of veal or lamb shanks, whichever. Just pour in
What's next?
the wine, the tomatoes, the
Help,
beef stock
David.
and the flavourings, and just stir that around, taking up any brown bits on the bottom. Now, this is a non-stick pan, so it's always a wise idea to use a wooden spoon, and in this instance, one that's flat on the base so that it gets all that bits and pieces off there. And then just do that until you feel that it's quite smooth on the bottom, and you've got all those bits up, and then just pour that. Ah, shut up, you. You can keep quiet as I come out there and puncture. No, I
Say that to
wouldn't.
Liverpool people. They're very nice people.
Just pour that over here like this, to camera. Oh, it's gone over the edge.
Oh, never mind. I'll get a cloth.
That's all right.
Anything to help and keep you quiet.
Lovely. Thank you.
They're so quiet out there.
They're watching. They're angry, I'll
nerve-wracking.
tell you that, but they're
Now,
not getting it,
this
unfortunately.
must be covered, and I say there's the advantage. You'll see that will reduce a fraction, but there's a lot of liquid in there, and that gives you a chance to check it that there's no risk of it burning.
Right, now you pop this in the oven, the lower part of the oven, so that the casserole comes up just above the centre there, and you cook that at 160 degrees Celsius for 2 to 2.5 hours. Now, those large ones will take at least 2.5 hours. Baste it several times with the vegetables and the liquid, and then sometimes, if you can, turn the meat over so it doesn't expose itself and get
Say about the marrow?
Or if you know it doesn't expose itself, you know what I mean.
Also,
I didn't mean
don't
that.
think David mentioned, very nice done with shanks. You know, the lamb
I've
shank.
said that
Oh, have you said all that?
twice.
Gosh, you tell him everything.
I know.
Anyhow, we have a wonderful lady, as you know, with us as a guest. She's going to
Give us a spin.
enthrall us with her song
Singing.
tonight. Please welcome again Lorraine Chase.
Thank you, baby. It was a beautiful night. The meal was delicious, the wine just right. The champagne and the roses were a beautiful touch. The limo and the chauffeur were too much. I love the restaurant. The air of romance, the way the room went silent when we got up to dance, and the man who played the violin especially for me. It was as beautiful an evening as an evening could be. I'm really flattered to be treated this way. And there's something that I'd like to say. That's when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And though you're handsome and charming and loving and fun, and I like you a lot, ooh, just at this moment, hot's not what I got. That ritzy nightclub made the evening complete. We rumbled and we sambered, I was swept clean off my feet. And when Sinatra did the cabaret and he sang a song for me, you must have paid $1,000 for him to do it on one knee. Now I know that you don't want to go, and there's something that you ought to know. That's when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And though you're handsome and charming and loving and fun, and I like you a lot, just at this moment, hot's not what I got. Now I can see by your smile you'd like to stay for a while, and you can see in my eyes that I can tell you no lies. And I know when a feeling is a real thank you, baby. Now come and kiss me goodnight. Drive home, put on your dressing gown and do it up tight. And drink some coffee to take away the taste of the wine. And I'll think about you drinking yours while I'm drinking mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lorraine Chase. Come on, Lorraine, where are you? Let's see
coming.
how you can cook.
Who's that knocking at your door? Hiya! Oh, well done for putting up with me singing whatever next.
It was beautiful. Absolutely. A little drink, perhaps to ease the throat.
How kind.
You're frightfully
Oh,
good
I'm
health.
not nervous. Look, I shall shake.
Right.
Well, don't spill it
Well,
down your
bit-
Spill it
throat.
down your, well, don't spill it down the, you know, that part. It's very cold.
Otherwise,
Mind you,
otherwise all the sponge will soak up the wine.
He's been looking. Here, he's not joking either. Well,
Done a
you've
lovely
got
song.
to, haven't you? You couldn't wear a dress like this and be flat-chested.
No, that's
You know,
true.
you've got
that's
to.
true.
Anyway, less of this frivolity. What are you cooking?
It's not
Well, we've
frivolous,
done the
let's take it
Osnabrück.
serious.
We're going to cook. Now we're going to cook something that you want
Before
to
we
do.
start all that, I was going to say, Lorraine, you're in a play, of course, at the moment, aren't you?
Yes.
You're running like that.
I've just finished it. As You Run for Your Wife.
Yes,
Which
yes,
was
yes.
great fun.
Yes.
And then what are you
It's
going to
good
do?
fun to
Panto?
do.
You're doing panto this
Yeah, I'm
week,
doing pantomime. Dick.
Dick
this
what?
year.
Oh, Dick Whittington.
Dick Whittington.
Oh, yes.
Well done, yeah.
You playing
Have
Dick
you ever
Whittington on a
done
cat?
panto?
No, we've been asked to.
Have you
but
any aspirations, though?
I
don't
want
know.
to play before I die one of the Ugly Sisters.
Oh, do you
And
know
I think it was
what?
Dora Bryan said you'd be marvellous and you wouldn't need makeup. Which I
Oh,
thought
I
was a
think
very
that's a bit
lovely
wicked.
lady she
Dead
is, isn't
wicked. But you know, I'd like to do that because they have the best frocks.
she? Do they?
Oh, yeah,
also
and
sort
I'm
of-
used to the sponge.
I've got to get you. Now, we've got a few little treats for you tonight because
Your chocolate
Lorraine
This
has
looks
the
lovely.
enviable thing of everybody in the world of being so thin, and you eat everything chocolates,
I do.
dripping
I do.
on bread and butter.
Well, and I used to get away with it all right, but as I'm getting older, my cargo's shifting. And I have to be a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
But
not to a
well.
great degree, because I think
No,
they get
because
too
there's no good
faddish.
living longer if the quality's gone.
I couldn't
Got to enjoy
ask the gentleman out
yourselves,
there in the
haven't you?
audience, they'll tell you.
Don't you think
There's a
it's the
few of them here
quality
tonight.
of life, not
One
the
up there.
quantity?
Now, I
Yes,
want you
no,
to
you
get
are
on
very right, actually. I think
with
people
this,
do
if I
tend-
may.
Excuse me, we
Oh,
were
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you
Lorraine.
mind?
Yes,
They
I'm
do
sorry.
tend to spoil the quality of their life, as you say, by getting too faddish. I quite believe in that.
Yeah.
A
And we all
sensible
get a
eating.
bit
We
like
always say,
that.
eat
Oh, and a little
sensibly.
drop of the
Oh,
grape
but of
that
course.
wounds.
Could agree with you.
Just a sip. Oh, chink.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, good health,
Lovely.
David.
Now, I
Get
want
up
you
now,
to
you're
get
going
on
to
because
make
if
it
we
sound
don't
for us.
make this, you don't
Everything
get
in
to eat it.
moderation.
Quite right.
Right, come on then.
Right, now what I want you to do
Oh,
is
look, I
dip...
can't pick.
No. Oh, right.
you can't.
No. Oh, wait a minute. Now I've got a
I was
spoon.
just about to
No,
say.
you can't. What I want you to
Yes, you
do
can't
is
do anything.
these are Amaretto de Serrano biscuits.
Say that
You
again, I
could
missed it.
You could use a sponge, right? And I'm going to dip those in coffee, and I want you to throw them in the coffee, then take them out with a solid spoon and put them on the bottom
All
of there
right.
so you don't do your glove.
So chuck them in here first.
Yeah, just a few at a time. Don't let them go
Toss
too
them
soggy.
aside
That's
like
right.
old shoes.
Right.
Oh, hello,
Now,
that one didn't
with
want to
this, I've got
Oh.
some of the cheese. This is mascarpone cheese.
Yeah.
Mascarpone, which
Oh.
is very nice. And to lighten it up, what they usually do is add to it egg yolks beaten up with sugar.
yeah.
But a lot of people don't like raw eggs, so what we decided to do, which someone else suggested it to use, is custard.
I'm just putting butter on the
homemade
noodles.
custard.
The white of an egg's all right for you, though, isn't it? It's the
Yeah, it's
yellow
the
that's
yolk.
got the cholesterol.
Well, actually, you could put egg white in this to lighten it, you know.
Yeah.
Beat that up stiff and put it in like
I've
a
heard
meringue.
it's quite good for you, the
Well,
white.
it is. It's very good round your eyes.
Oh.
Well, I go tight, you see.
Oh.
And then
Oh,
make sure
wow.
it's nice. Now, just pop that in.
Am I doing
There you
all
go.
right, yeah?
Yes, dear. I'll just get this mixed.
Oh, I moved too quickly.
Hello.
Get on with what you're
What are you
doing.
doing?
Nothing.
Now, I'm just beating this up. Right, got
He's up to no
a
good.
bit more,
over
a
there.
few more. There you going.
Go on, I'm getting drunk on the fumes of this.
Well, it can't be. It's only
Gosh,
coffee,
pasta's
yeah.
slippery, isn't it?
Right, now just do this
All right.
like this.
Oh,
Now,
it's
this is
only
very
coffee.
simple. Now, right, got that in?
Yeah.
Right.
Have I got
that's it.
enough?
Yeah, that'll do. Now, just grate there. Here's a grater. Grate
Yeah.
some chocolate.
Straight some, ooh,
On there,
lovely.
right? I'll get rid of that.
Is this
Get rid of
cooking
this.
chocolate, though?
Yeah, let's eat. Yeah, good cooking chocolate. Grate some of that on it, right?
Oh, good cooking chocolate.
Yes, excellent
You mean
quality.
you can get cheap?
You can get cheap in
You
actual
always
fact.
cook with your gloves on.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, because it saves your nails, I
Is
suppose.
that or rubber? Well, the gloves.
I mean,
It's your mind.
I didn't say a word.
mean-
That'd be enough, dear. Thank you. Don't
That'd be
overdo it.
Oh, well, shall I? Oh.
No, we've got more to go with that later on. Now, I'll sprinkle on there some, brandy.
Oh, yeah,
Right. And that soaks
Come out.
in too.
yeah.
Then we put some of this
just mind the rain.
Yeah.
This is red hot.
All right, darling.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this is fab. Do I squidge it about?
Yeah, you can squidge it around. Oh, you won't do it with that one because that won't
Oh.
work. Yeah, I'll do it with that
All
one.
right, then.
And then
Oh,
all
gee,
we
what's
do...
nice today, I only got 5 of those tonight instead of
Oh,
those.
that's lovely.
You know, which is very rude.
Squidge
they
that
are.
around like that. Now, in actual
Yeah.
fact, just leave that one because I want to finish the other one off. But that's
Oh,
all you
right.
really do. So then when you've done that and covered it with that, pop it in the fridge. And
Yeah.
if there's one in there, darling, if you get it out for me. All right,
Okay.
cheers.
Just shift this out
And
of the
we'll
way
get
for
this
the moment, 'cause
all
I'm
out
Ooh,
the
it's
way.
something
Now we've
wonderful
started
cooking
up
in
here.
there.
That's some pasta we did to accompany the Ossobuco. Don't do that. Which I drained. Just put in a little butter, or you could use a little oil if you like, just to shine
just
it up
a
again.
bit,
A little
careful
bit
you
of
don't
parsley for the look.
Right, now this is one that's been in there for 24 hours. Now,
All
great
we've
little
done
bit
is
of
a
chocolate
blast
over
of
there.
some biscuits and chocolate together. I've been
come
slaving for hours with my
Oh, it
lot.
looks lovely.
Oh,
then.
shame.
While we do this,
Get out of the way. I
explain
want to
yours.
explain.
Oh, what
now
a
here's
shame.
the Ossobuco. What I did with this, when it was cooking, I cooked after the 2.5 hours, took it out, took all the juices, which you'll see here was an enormous amount. It really does make a lot there. And I reduced it to about half uncovered over a high flame. I'll use half of this, which I may as well do now while I'm talking. David says I can never cook and talk at the same time. Just ooze some of this lovely gravy over the top. And what's left, if you have plenty, add some more beef stock to it tomorrow, and you've got a very nice soup for the following day. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I bet I know what you're doing. You're
That's
watching
lovely.
her.
Can I do a little squidge
You can do a
in the middle?
squidge
Right,
it
don't
now on the
blame them.
edges. You can do a squidge up
Excuse
either
me,
end.
and
Up
finally
either end.
Yeah.
this, just the
And on the
remoulade
other
across
end.
the top.
Right, go on, squidge
I
it
may
up
as
the
well
other
have gone
end.
out to the shops and bought this.
Golly.
Squidge it nicely, Lorraine.
She's done it beautifully.
That's lovely. Now, finally, all you
Much
do
to
with
my
that
chagrin.
is just do a few slivered
could've gone
toasted
out.
almonds
Yeah.
over
You're
that.
right, Lorraine.
And just finally, a
could've
little
gone
bit of chocolate. Just on the edges
What was
where
that,
the
Robin?
cream is.
Oh, yes, 3 minutes.
Just where the cream is. Now, actually, you are a chocoholic, aren't
slowly.
you? Eh?
Talk slowly.
Do you really eat a lot of chocolate or not? Or just, as you
Oh,
say,
no,
moderation?
lots.
Lots.
And anything. And do you know what's my favourite?
What?
No.
Cheap chocolate. You know what you buy kiddies, those penny ones that are a spanner? It's a spanner or an hammer or something like that. It's really cheap chocolate and it is divine.
What's an hammer?
An hammer?
Oh, what are those?
You get them
It
for
comes
kiddies,
from
you do,
Hammersmith.
don't you? Do you buy them for kiddies? For the grandchildren? And they're in like the pennies and it's probably gone up now. Used to get,
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
no,
No,
hello.
it would be.
Used to
Now,
get
what we
for a
want
Right,
to
you
penny,
do...
need to put your jacket on.
Yeah, I will. I'll take this off.
Want some help?
Yeah,
Nicely
just pull me
table.
pinny.
Oh, pull his
As I
penny.
say, I may as well never have come in. I wish it'd spun around on top and right off the stage.
Oh, now, gently
Must be
does
delicious.
it. Do you want some
You
help?
take that because that's not quite
Isn't
so.
she lovely?
That's it.
I'll drink a wine. It's something to do, isn't it?
No.
Shut-
Right, now
There's
what we
that
want to do
fly.
is before it gets too cold and
Now.
this gets
Robin.
too hot,
Oh, that
we'll
looks
take
good.
this
Yes,
through,
I'll
shall we?
take this in.
All right.
No, don't be
Shall I
careful when you
take
go.
it?
Yeah,
Yes,
mind
don't
the
slide
floor,
it down
mind
like-
the
Mind your dress.
Oh,
Lift
look,
your dress
my
up.
dress.
Oh, can you
Lift my
manage?
dress,
Can you
yeah.
manage?
There she goes, right. Oh, this looks divine.
Ends up with it on the
Now, as we said, this is a lovely meal for a
Real rib
colder
sticker.
evening. Yeah.
You've got this lovely, and it really is. And you've got all those vegetables. And I say you can use lamb shanks. As, it's a cheaper one if you like, because lamb shanks are absolutely stunning. We've just done some pasta. As I said, they're tossed in a little butter after it's been cooked, of course. You could do it in oil, or of course you could use mashed potatoes and bread and butter and soak all that
Or
up.
rice is a good thing.
lovely.
Actually,
Rice
they
very
usually do
nice. Rice
risotto
very
with
nice.
that. And then finally,
looks
our
lovely.
version of tiramisu, which is very rich. Now, that would actually serve at least 8 people.
Rubbish.
I would have
Very
thought
rich.
so.
But you and I can knock it off in one hit, can't we, dear?
Yes. Betwixt.
If you would like a complete set of the recipes we're featuring in this series, send a large self-addressed envelope with a 30p stamp on it to Hudson Halls, PO Box 7, London W3 6XJ. My darling, to you, it has been the most wonderful pleasure.
Every success with the
Oh, it's
panto.
been a giggle.
And a
Look
long,
forward
long
to
Thank you
night.
very
again.
much.
And a very long and happy life to all our audience here, and particularly all of you at home.
Yeah,
God
to you at
bless you.
home, God bless you.
We'll
We'll
see
see you again. All the very best. Cheers.
Cheers. What do you want to eat? What do you want to